Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ivy and I'm a makeup artist, YouTuber and content creator based in Asaba Delta State, Nigeria. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite, absolutely favorite eye brushes. Now if you want to see what those brushes are, then please keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. Welcome back guys. So for the longest time I've been getting a lot of slack from people calling me out that I don't call out the names of the brushes I use. You just say take this brush and take this brush. I typically do not do that because we all have different eye shapes, you know. So we all have different eye shapes and different brushes work for different eye shape. For my own particular eye shape, there are brushes I like. There are some of my favorites I follow online and their favorite brushes do not work for me. But since this video is in high demand, I decided to show you guys the brushes I use for my eye makeup looks. Okay, so I'll start calling out the brushes in the order in which I would typically apply my eye makeup. Now for concealer, the brush I use is this brush right here, which is the Morphe M421 brush. Now I typically like concealer brushes that have a curved circumference. I do not like those flat cut brushes. It has never worked for me and it doesn't work for me. But brushes like this that have this curve on the circumference are the brushes I use to clean up underneath my eyebrow and do all of that. Now this Morphe M421 brush, I own about 6 or 7 of them. I've owned them for years. I don't think I have another brand brush like this that I use. I doubt. I think it's just the Morphe one because there's some other brushes here. I have similar style of brushes in different brands, but when it comes to concealer brushes, it's just those Morphe ones, and they're going strong. I've owned these brushes for about 5 years or more at this point, and they're beginning to splay a bit. Some of them I will need to re-up very soon. This Morphe M421 concealer brush is really good. Now after concealing, I typically like to use like a fluffy brush, a compact brush to clean up the concealer just to make it look neat. And the brushes I use for that are these two brushes right here, and they are both from Vicabel brushes. You can see that they are two-toned brushes. They are quite fluffy and firm at the same time, quite full and dense. Okay, the first one I have here is the Vicabel NK22 brush. It's a bit more fluffy than the other one, and I use this just to clean up underneath the eyebrow after I am done concealing. The second one is the Vicabel NK06 brush. This one is a bit shorter and a bit more dense than the first one, but it still does the job remarkably well. Now the next brush is the brush I use to set underneath my eyebrow with a powder, because I like to set, after cleaning up my eyebrow concealer, I like to set the concealer. I just like that matte look. Okay, so the brush I use for that is this brush from Clean Color. It doesn't have, it's an animal head brush. It doesn't have a name, just a Clean Color brush. I used to own another one from BH Cosmetics that came in a set, but I haven't found that brush in a while now. So I have this Clean Color brush. I have about 4 or 5 of them. It's the only brush I reach out for that purpose, just to like set underneath my brow bone with like my setting powder or even a lighter matte eyeshadow. Okay, now the next brush I have here, these are my blending brushes. I think I will just talk about each. The first one I have here is my Morphe M513 brush, which looks just like this. It's a fluffy brush that is a bit tip hard this way. Now at the time I used to follow Jaclyn Hill, and she swore that in this Morphe brushes she was using the M441 or M411 brush, and I got that brush, about 3 of it on a whim, and it didn't work for me. That brush is a similar shape with this, but it's a bit longer than this and a bit more fluffy, but it didn't give me the finish I wanted. It didn't give me the look I wanted for my eyeshadow. So I eventually did some research and bought the M513 brush, and it was just perfection. Now another brand I have a similar brush. You can see it's just a similar shape, putting the two together, same height, same density, same everything. This second brush is from the Y Glam Beauty, and this is the Y Glam Beauty Eye Essentials Y102 brush. I use this brush to apply my transition color in my transition area right here, and I use it with like my lighter shade to apply that transition color. Okay, now when it comes to applying my crease color deep within the crease, I have two brushes I reach out for the most as well, and these are the Morphe M433 brush, which look just like this. If you know the Sigma the Mark 217 brush, it's a similar cut, a similar shape. It's a bit pinched in right here at the ferrule, a bit tapered at the tip. Sigma also has this brush, the Sigma E25. I own that Sigma E25 brush. I reach out for it at times when it's within reach. The second brush I have is the Y Glam Beauty Eye Essential brush Y107. Similar cut, similar shape, tapered right here at the ferrule. Putting the two together, you can see same shape, same height, same everything. And I use this to apply my crease color, my color deep within the crease, like the darker shade I would typically use. Now the next brushes I have are right here. I'm showing you tools because I'm using either one or the other, and I'm just trying to explain so that you can know the shape and how it looks. Okay, now the next brushes I have right here are the brushes I use to neaten up my crease after applying my eyelid shade. I like to go in with that same darker shade, but they're a little bit smaller than the first set of brushes, the crease brushes I showed you people earlier. And then they are so small enough that they can actually blend into the crease without touching the eyelid shade, you know, and all of that. So I just love the way it blends everything together. The first brush I have right here is a Sigma E27 detail blending brush, which looks just like this. And the second one I have is from a Nigerian brand, Burch Cosmetics, and this is a B109 brush. Like this Burch Cosmetics, their brushes have been out of stock for the longest time. I hope they come back in stock. I really wanted to get some more of some of these individual brushes. This Burch B109, I love. And then I have another pair of brushes right here. Those ones I use to apply like my black or like a very deep shade at the outer V of my eye. The first one I have is the Sigma E45 small tapered blending brush, which looks just like this. It's just small enough to get into the outer V. And the second one I have is from Royal Cosmetic Connection, and this is the Royal Cosmetic Connection contour eyeshadow brush. Small and detailed, and I can use it to apply the black or very deep brown shade at the outer V. And then I have the brushes I use to apply shadow on my lid. I have two brushes right here. I have the Sigma E54 medium sweeper brush, which looks just like this. I also own the Sigma E55, but I really reach for that brush. I reach more for the Sigma E54. I love just the size of the brush, and it picks up any shimmer shadow I own. And then when I want to use matte shadows, I use this Royal Cosmetic Connection eyeshadow brush, which looks just like this. I love small brushes for my eyeshadow look. You know, my eye is not so huge, so I love those small brushes, and because they really help me with placement. So I use this for my more like shimmery eyeshadows, and use this Royal Cosmetic Connection one for the matte shadows. The next brush we have is this brush right here. I own the Stigma pencil brush. I also own another brush from Morphe, those like little pencil like brushes that people were using at the time to smoke out underneath the lash line. I can use it in a pinch if I have no other option, but that will not be my first choice. My favorite brush, the brush I reach out for the most, that just gives me what I want it to give me, helps me blend out and do everything without stress, very very easy, is from a Nigerian brand called White Glam Beauty as well, and it's called the White Glam Beauty Eye Essential Brush Y106. I use this brush with like a dark shade just to smoke out underneath my lower lash line with a dark eyeshadow, just to give some dimension and help the symmetry of the face. Okay, so this brush is perfect for that. It picks up matte shadows easily without stress, and it blends really really well. Now the next two brushes I have here are from a Nigerian brand as well, but you can look for brushes that are similar. Like, it doesn't have to be, I'm just trying to clean them up because they are white. It doesn't have to be like this exact brushes, and these two brushes are from a Nigerian brand called Makeup 360. Okay, the first one is the Makeup 360 lip brush, which looks just like this. Elf has a lip brush just like this, the white handled ones too. I own that one, should be somewhere. Now I generally use this brush to apply like very very light shadows in the inner corner of my eye here, just to open it up. It's quite small, quite detailed, and it does that job so well. So when I'm doing my makeup look, you see me pick this brush or the Elf one. I don't have it handy here. I just use it to open up the inner, apply more shadow into the inner corner of my eye to open it up. And then the final brush is this dual-ended brush right here. I typically go back and forth between this brush and this tool, not a tool, this product. I beg your pardon. Now this is the brush I use when I am using my brow gel. There are times I just go without using brow gel for months, and then I go back into it and it's like, okay, I start using it for months. Or I will be using like my brow pencils, these split stop pencils that are like this, that typically come with brow spoolies at the edge of it. So if I'm not making use of that brow pencil, I'm making use of this product. And when you see me use my brow gel from Hega and Esther, it's a brush like this, a dual-ended brush that has a spoolie on one end and an angled brush on the other end. So those are just the brushes I use for my eye makeup look. Like with these brushes, I can do any kind of eye makeup look, cut crease, matte or shim, anything I can achieve with these brushes. So for those of you who really wanted to know the brushes, these are the brushes I use. I try to explain the shape, the style, so that you know, if you really just want to know the exact brushes to get them, there is nothing wrong with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for staying tuned till the end. And if you have other video suggestions, please do let me know in the comment section underneath this video, and I will see you in my very next video next week. Bye guys.